My kids were getting, older. Two of them had left the house. I only had one left. I was going through some personal issues. And I think that most of us do tend to start with some kind of change, life change happening, right?
Mhm.
And kind of got to that point where I realized I had no identity. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know, what brings me joy, what's my passion, why am I here? Like I had none of that. I was this person's mom, this person's wife. I had three businesses. I had all of these identities outside of myself. And when I stopped and started looking inside, I was like, it's like a ghost town in here. I have nothing of my own.
All right. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm here with Tabitha Cain of BeLightFul Healing and One Community Now. And we are going to talk a little bit today about Find Your Path, Greencastle, Indiana. This is a 2-day, Saturday and Sunday metaphysical workshop weekend. And a purchase of a ticket for one day gets you 4 workshops and 1 free private session. If you get a ticket for 2 days, then you get 8 workshops and you get 2 free private sessions. It's going to be a great time. It's a really cool way for you to have time to be around people that are like-minded and have a safe space to build a community. And then the second part of that is for you to just be able to sample different topics of things for about a fourth of the price of what you could buy one of those classes for online. This is kind of why we do this. It's a passion project for those of us who've been doing it since the beginning, aka Tabby, me, Allison, Jared, all of us that have been doing this for forever. We definitely do it because of the love of all of that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about you, Tabby. So what was your spiritual awakening like? Because most people that come to Find Your Path have like just been through their first spiritual awakening.
I've been on this path for a little while now, and you're absolutely right. There's so many people who are just starting to wake up and they just want to know what's out there. And you saying it's like a quarter of the price, I think is being extremely generous because I've taken some really expensive classes
Yeah.
before. This is a drop in the bucket to be able to sample so many classes and have the free healing sessions as well. Anyways, I digress. My spiritual awakening, right? I could do this all day long. um, Dates back. My kids were getting, older. Two of them had left the house. I only had one left. I was going through some personal issues. And I think that most of us do tend to start with some kind of change, life change happening, right?
Mhm.
And kind of got to that point where I realized I had no identity. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know, what brings me joy, what's my passion, why am I here? Like I had none of that. I was this person's mom, this person's wife. I had three businesses. I had all of these identities outside of myself. And when I stopped and started looking inside, I was like, it's like a ghost town in here. I have nothing of my own. And I think that's what started opening the door to the path. And then that's, I'm on Facebook like we all do. I'm scrolling and I see a master class and it's with Donna Eden. And if you've been in the energy world for 2 minutes, you've probably heard of Donna Eden. She's kind of infamous at this point. And I took a 1 hour free master class. And as I'm listening to this, I'm like, oh, wow, this is cool. Like something about this is totally resonating with me. And I ended up signing up for her bigger class, the paid class, and that it just kind of skyrocketed from there. And when I went into my first healing touch class, we went through the instruction. I'd never done anything like this. Nervous. Oh my word, was I nervous?
Yeah.
And I laid hands for the very first time and I had my eyes closed and I kind of peeked an eye open at the instructor. And I was like, am I supposed to say what I feel? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, her legs feel like they're really constricted. And the woman kind of whipped around and she's like, I've been wearing compression socks for the past 2 weeks. And that's when I was like, I was hooked for life, right? I
Mhm.
I
Yep.
knew I had stepped into my calling. This is what I was here for. Here I
Mhm.
am in my 40s, never done any of this before. And it just opened up. And it has been a whirlwind ever since then, just moving through all these phases, all these trainings, all these classes. I have over 12 modalities. I have a master's in metaphysical sciences. Got the Akashic record reading. I've got the uh, soul language and light language. That's what I was trying to bring. English words don't always come well for me anymore. And things just continue to grow and progress. And to be able to have these weekends where we can turn around and reach our hand back to people who are lost and struggling and trying to find their path, hence the name, is such an invaluable gift I know for myself, and I believe for the other instructors who are there as well. It is such an honor to be a part of this, and I am grateful every time I get to do it with you all.
Yeah, I think when I first started out, Reiki was my first thing that I really did. And same as you, I was terrified. I'm like, I don't know anything about any of this. And that's what I love about Find Your Path is they're like all introductory courses. So you literally don't have to come with any prior knowledge. This is just about jumping in. No question is too small. No question is a dumb question. We all started there as well. And we all are continuing to learn things that, I learned something at every Find Your Path from one of you guys almost each time, because the benefit of being a teacher is getting free classes. But
we all learn and we're learning from the people who are coming to learn from us too, right? It's a give and take that's happening. It's just the most amazing experience. It truly is.
So that's why you love Find Your Path. I think we covered that, which is going to be my next question. So what are you going to be teaching this time around?
So if memory serves me correctly, I believe I'm teaching Akashic record reading, which is an introduction to Akashic records and kind of my way of getting into them. Not the only way, lots of different ways, but my spin on it. And the other is teaching holistic business. I don't know exactly what we ended up calling it, but kind of an introduction to holistic business, how to know if it's a hobby or a business, and steps to take to kind of move into that direction. I have a very broad business background from corporate America and nonprofit. I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years, have had 8 different businesses. So I have a wealth of knowledge to pull from. And what we find is that there are a lot of people who have beautiful gifts and skills, but don't know how to turn that into a business. And that's kind of, what I don't want to say I specialize in, but it's something that brings me joy, and it's something I enjoy helping people with. And so you'll come out of the weekend with at least having some groundwork of, is it a business, and what are my next steps moving towards making it a business, if that's the direction you choose to go. And some folks do, some folks don't, but that's okay either way.
Yeah, we run into that a lot. It's pretty 50-50. Some people are like, ooh, I want to make this my career, my passion, get that energetic exchange. And then we have other people that are like, if I were to make that a money thing, then I wouldn't enjoy it as much. And it's the same thing for anything you do, right? Same thing for crafters, I know. And it is really hard to know, okay, when do I switch from being a person that wants to do this professionally to a person who's just having a good time and diving into it. So I'm really excited about that one. I'm going to be taking that class probably at some point, just because it's having Tabby's really good at structure. I learn a lot from her with how to structure things and legal things and all of that kind of stuff too. That's not a strength that I have. I mean, I can structure things, but looking at all the things that you have with that business background is always really cool for me. So I'm excited to have that as an addition.
Yeah. So I'm excited. This is the first time I've offered that one. It's actually spins off of a 6-week program. I should say 6-week, a 6-session program that I do offer that can be done in 6 weeks, but sometimes it takes 6 months to get through it. It just depends on where you're at. So I'm excited to be able to offer the dip your toe in kind of class.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And then what private sessions are you offering throughout the weekend?
Intuitive healing sessions. And I just call it that because, like I said, I have this broad range, it's broad spectrum. And um, at this point, I almost think it's presumptuous of me to assume that I know what spirit thinks you need to have in that moment. So I just call it intuitive healing. And when we get together, we decide where your focus needs to be, what you want to work on, and we do whatever we're guided to do in that moment. So could be Reiki, could be soul language, could be any number of things, and we just let it roll.
I love that. Yes, whatever you need in the moment. You can purchase your tickets at www.pellucidianlife.com/Greencastle. I think it's FYP Greencastle. And if I get it wrong, don't worry. I'll put a little thing at the bottom of the screen where you guys can type that in. Always reach out to me at Samantha@PellucidianLife.com to find out more information about anything you need help with. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll get a survey that just lets you pick your classes and your private sessions ahead of time. I like to give everybody a personalized schedule for the weekend because I am an introvert and I like someone to say, you go here and then at these times, or else I panic about what I'm supposed to be doing. So I try to represent the introverts for all of us.
You heard the cat so beautifully. It's a wonderful skill you have.
Well, thank you. We all have our skill sets. Tabby, where can everybody find you if they want to find you before or after the weekend?
So you can go to onecommunitynow.net. And there's a link directly in there on my bio to my personal business page, which is BeLightFulHealing.com. So either one of those will get to me. I'm also on Pellucidity's page as well, so you can find me there. I'm all over the place. I'm easy to find.
Fantastic. Okay, so we hope to see you guys there, and we'll catch you there. Bye.
Come join us.